student. Welcome for today's class in 7. How are you, beta? I hope you all are fine and perfect and you have done your chapter 10. I hope you have done your question answers in your notebook. Please be on time, do your work timely. So let's continue with a new chapter, that is chapter 11, that is transportation in animals and plants. So we are going to start this chapter. Let me introduce this chapter to you. It is all about the animals and plants, and the animals what I am talking about involve us also, like human beings. Human being needs many things to survive better. Of course, we need food, we need water, we need the healthy materials, right, for our survival. And of course, most important is oxygen. For combining all these things, waste product is also coming out of our body. So what are the waste products that are coming our body? That is carbon dioxide and urea. And this waste product should be come out because they are harmful product. So that is the introduction what I have discussed. In this chapter we are going to study the circulatory system, the arteries, veins, the blood vessels, capillaries and the heart, and what are the things we are using to measure the pulse rate, and all these things we are going to study this in the animal study. So let's do this one by one and then we will talk about plants. Okay. So in animals, first topic is transportation in humans. In transportation in humans, circulatory system is most important beta. See, circulatory system, what does it mean? Circulatory system means the blood that is traveling in our body all over it, right? Two things are there, arteries and veins. But to these processes, blood is traveling from our body. You can see your nerves over here, right? What you will see? One artery and one vein you are seeing in your hand, you can see in our body also. So they are circulating the blood all over in our body. So that is circulatory system. Few points which are important. That is, blood carries waste material. I have discussed you, blood is carrying oxygenated as well as deoxygenated blood in our body. So the waste material which is traveling in our body, that is involves even many things are also involved in our blood, that is oxygen. Except this waste material, I have told you CO2 and urea is a waste material. And then oxygen is also traveling in our blood vessels. Water is also traveling in our blood vessels, and digested food. The food in the form of energy, right? It is traveling in our body. Okay, same point we like to discuss in this is blood flows through a network of tubes. That tubes are called, there is a network of tubes that is called blood vessels. You can see in the diagram, blood vessels. These are the blood vessels which are traveling in our body in a form of network. Okay. Next is blood pumps every part of our body by the heart. With the help of heart, it's like a machine which is giving the blood to all the body parts, right? It is pumping and it is giving the blood to all the parts of our body. Okay. Next is the network of blood vessels and blood form circulatory system. So this line is important. What is circulatory system? Network of blood vessels and blood form circulatory system. This I have discussed what is circulatory system. Now you have clear with this what is it. So we will continue with the blood vessels. Better, let's continue. After this circulatory system, we are continuing with the blood. What does it contain? Okay. So blood is a red colored fluid. It's a red colored fluid which is traveling whole in our body. Next is an adult person. It is having 4.5 to 5.5 liter of blood in humans. Okay. So blood transport. What it transport means what blood is transporting in our body. What is the role we can say, of course? Substance like digested food, like whatever the substance we are taking that is digested in our food, that is when we are saying that it is assimilated. 5 steps are there. When that stage of assimilation comes and when the food was assimilated, it is digested and it is sent to all cells. Okay. After that, oxygen from lungs. Now it is carrying the oxygen from lungs to cells. Right? It is carrying oxygen from lungs to all part of the cells of our body. Okay. Next is it is carrying the waste material, that is it involves carbon dioxide of course. So carbon dioxide it is carrying from cells to the lungs. Right? For the purification, for the expelling it out. So it is carrying CO2 from cells of all our body to the lungs. Okay. Next, what it involves, waste products are removed from the body in the form of urea also. Okay, in the form of sweating, in the form of sneezing, in the many forms it is coming out, and blood is helping from the traveling of it. So it's a different thing that many things are coming out of our body, but it is helping for taking out the urea and uric acid and whatever the salt that is present in our blood, which is in the excess, can be removed from the blood. Okay. Further you will study about the kidney. You come to know how they are removed. Okay. This line will be clear when we are reading the topic kidney. Okay. So what are the components we are talking about? There are 2 components. It is divided, blood components. Okay. First is blood plasma. Second is blood cells. And in the blood cells, what are there? RBC, WBC, and platelets. So we will study them in detail, one by one. What is RBC, what is WBC, and what is platelets, and what are their second names also. Okay. It can become with both the names and you have to learn both the names. Okay. Let's continue with the components. I have discussed to you components are of 2 types beta. Fluid and solid. And in the fluid we will go with the plasma, and in the solid we will go with the RBC, WBC and platelets. So we will discuss first fluid, that is blood plasma. Okay. It is fluid part of course because we are taking the fluid component, so it is a fluid part. It is yellowish in color beta. It is yellowish in color. What does it contain? It contains 90% of water contained in it. Means plasma, blood plasma contain 90% of water. And various materials such like hormones, digested food. Okay, so they also contain in this blood plasma. Next I am talking about electrolytes. Electrolytes are there, that means ions are there. Means if you are taking salt content, that is NaCl if you are taking, and these Na become 1 ion, Cl become 1 ion, right? So these becomes the electrolyte which are present in our blood, or we can say it is also present in our plasma, blood plasma. Those are called electrolytes. The level should be maintained of the electrolytes, right, in our blood plasma. So proteins, that's why we always used to say that better take protein in your diets. Your mother used to always say this, better protein diet लीजिए, healthy diet लीजिए, because it was all involved and saved in the blood plasma. It won't be healthy if you won't take protein, right? So carbohydrates, of course, for the energy during the assimilation process. This carbohydrate proteins are giving energy, and these all are building blocks. They are repairing the tissues. All these are involved. That means they are present in the plasma. If you won't take a healthy food, where it will store it, what will So you have to take a healthy food for maintaining the protein diets and carbohydrates so that they can be stored in our blood plasma and our blood plasma will remain healthy. Okay. Next one's component was solid. Another solid we are talking about RBC first. What is RBC? Red blood cells. Or you can say erythrocytes also. So, red blood cells and erythrocytes. What I would like to discuss in this is, it is red in color first of all. Red RBC is red in color. Next, what it present? Hemoglobin is present in RBC. That means that red color is due to hemoglobin. That is red pigment, rich pigment, what is present in red blood, this cells, RBC cells, so that is hemoglobin. I think I am clear. That is hemoglobin. Okay. So remember this spelling also, beta. Hemoglobin is present. What it transports? We are talking about now hemoglobin. Hemoglobin transports oxygen from lungs to all cells. Means a healthy hemoglobin is transporting the oxygen, which is taking oxygen from lungs to all part of the cells of our body. It is transporting, it is delivering all the oxygen to our cells. Now, next it carries CO2 product produced by the cells. After the breakdown of the food, what byproduct we are getting? CO2, and that CO2 was carried by hemoglobin to the lungs. That CO2 can be expelled out from the lungs. We have studied in the last chapter also, inhalation, exhalation, right? So, CO2 is coming out of the lungs. It produced in red bone marrow. What? RBC. RBC is produced in red bone marrow. Right? That means it is in bones. Right? So it is producing in red bone marrow. And the lifespan of one RBC is 120 days. It is 120 days. That means it is very fast. So per day, 2 millions of RBC are formed. If you are donating a blood to a person who is required, that it can be recovered very fast. Why? Because one RBC is having a very fast life cycle and it is producing 2 millions of RBC per day. So we should always donate the blood and give this blood to the required person and try to save others' life. Okay? But let's continue. After the RBC, we are talking about WBC. That is, what is WBC? Let me clear you first. White blood cells. They are also known as leukocytes. Okay? WBC is also known as leukocytes. Learn the spelling leukocyte better. Okay. Let's continue what it is having. First of all, WBC is colorless. Means it has no color. Okay? It is white in color. We can't say it is colorless. Now it is irregular shaped cell. Their cells are irregular in shape. We can't identify a simple shape to them. Next is their few in number comparative to whom? WBC. RBC of course. RBC are very large in number. I talked to you about 2 millions per day they are forming. Right? And they are very small in size. And WBC are large in size. If you are comparing with RBC, means WBC are large in size and RBC are small in size. Of course, WBC is few in number and RBC are large in number. So most important function of this leukocyte, most important function of this WBC is fighting against germs. That means they are fighting the germs. What many times we used to take a junk food, right? Many kind of germs are entered in our body. What will happen? These WBC will fight with those germs and protect us from many kind of that from many kind of disease of course. Okay. Next we are talking about platelets. It's a part of solid only beta. We are talking 3 I told you, RBC, WBC, and third one is platelets. So one more word we are using for these platelets is thrombocytes. You remember in the case of dengue, always these platelets become very less, isn't it? So we have to increase the platelets. So same platelets we are talking about now. I think you are aware with the name now. So it is colorless. It has no color. It is round in shape. Of course, it has a definite shape that can be round, and there are very tiny cells present. They are very tiny comparative to both. Okay. So it expels out in the time of injury. What happens when a person gets injured and the blood is expelling out from the body? What will flows out? That is platelets. Of course, platelets will run out from the body. So for that, what will happen? A blood clot will occur. That is blackish in color, and that black color is blood clot. And why this blood clot occur? Due to these platelets. Right at the time of injury, lot of RBC is running out from our body, and what will happen after a few minutes? A blood clot will occur. That is a dark black in color. And why this blood clot occur? How this bleeding stops? Bleeding will stop due to this thrombocytes. Okay. So I have done with this thrombocyte also. I have sent you the PDF also. You can use that PDF for better explanation, and you can see this video also. Till then, take care. Thank you. Have a nice day.